Today in this YouTube video, we are going to be showing you how to properly process a crime scene. Brought to you by Wyatt Estabrook, Jacob Sedelko, and Henry Highsmith. The first part in securing the crime scene is up to the officer to establish the common approach path, which is a designated route that all authorized personnel use to enter and exit the scene. It provides a controlled route into and out of a crime scene to minimize disturbance and contamination of evidence. The second part in securing a crime scene is securing the scene with crime tape. This preserves physical evidence from contamination or disturbance, ensuring accurate analysis and reliable court evidence. The crime scene tape creates a boundary between authorized personnel that can enter or exit the crime scene and those that cannot.
The detective is the last person to arrive at the crime scene. The detective's job is to investigate the crime scene and find a suspect. The detectives ask questions to witnesses like when, where, why, who, and what they know about the crime that just took place. Then they use the clues they found during the investigation and the witnesses' testimonies to find a suspect and solve the crime.
Crime scene investigators, or CSIs, wear protective clothing such as gloves, goggles, shoe covers, and disposable overalls to prevent contamination of the crime scene and themselves.
For this certain crime scene, the CSI uses the zone method. The zone method is often used in very small scenes like an elevator or bathroom. The scene is broken into zones and sometimes further divided. One or more officers is assigned to imagine zones in the area. Once searched, another officer searches the zone to be sure nothing is missed.
The forensic pathologist or medical examiner identifies the body, informs next kin of death, observes the crime scene and state of the body, collects the body, and brings it to the lab for autopsy, present only if there is a body. Examiners can take the temperature of the victim's liver to determine time of death. The purpose of forensic photography is to document location and position of evidence so that details can be used to help the investigation and in court. Some evidence cannot be physically collected and can only be photographed. Some evidence cannot be preserved or may be damaged when collected. The first photo taken is the overview shot. This allows investigators to see the evidence in relation to the whole scene. This shot may include multiple pieces of evidence. The second photo taken is the mid-range shot. This allows investigators to see the evidence and other objects nearby in detail. The third photograph taken is a close-up shot with number/ruler. This allows investigators to see detail about the evidence. The ruler shows the size of the evidence. The evidence number is the same number used in crime scene sketch and on the evidence label when collected. The photo should be taken at a 90-degree angle from the object so there is no distortion. The fourth and final photograph taken is a close-up shot without ruler/number. Taking shots without the ruler and marker shows there is no evidence hiding underneath. Also must be taken at a 90-degree angle to the evidence. Now that the forensic photography is done, it is now time to sketch the crime scene.
When drawing a sketch, you do not have to draw to scale. You want to approximate the location of the doors, the windows, furniture, and evidence. Do not try to draw the evidence. Use a number or letter marker that will correlate with the key. You want to take measurements from the wall to the evidence at a right angle. Use the two nearest walls. You only need to measure the evidence, nothing else in the room. When you're measuring the body, measure it from the top of the head to the two nearest walls at right angles. After you're done with the sketch, on the side of it, you want to write the case number, the address, and then your key that correlates with your evidence.
Now on to evidence collection. This is an important part of the crime scene process. The evidence in our crime scene example is a dollar bill. The dollar bill can be collected and put directly into the plastic bag. The collected evidence can then be put into an evidence bag and sealed with tape. It should be initialed and dated across the tape and bag. This is so that if the bag is open, the signature would be skewed or ripped, and it would be obvious the evidence was tampered with. The chain of custody is a written record of each person who has access to a piece of evidence. Proper labeling at the crime scene is the first step in the chain. Documentation of the chain of custody is often printed on the evidence bag itself. This seeks to hold individuals accountable for not altering evidence taken from a crime scene. If the chain is broken, the evidence is often deemed ineligible to be used in court. And just like that, our crime scene processing is done, and we hope you enjoyed watching and learning with us today. See you in the next one.